Hello and welcome back to my prep series. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the love and support on these videos. It has been a long time, a few weeks I think, since I last posted, but we are now 12 weeks out and there are a few things that I have to update you on. So I think I might put some training footage around, I'm not sure, but I think I might. I've got to be honest with you, this is the camera that I should be recording on, but I haven't quite figured out how to improve the sound quality of it. And I've been forgetting to film my workouts in landscape, which is the best for uploading them on YouTube. So I haven't been doing that, but I might overlay some training footage and some posing footage so you can see what's happening. So where are we at? We're 12 weeks out and I've just got a few changes come through from my coach. So I'm not gonna share you in on my calories and macros, but I can let you know we're at now, as of today, a 30% deficit. And my steps are 11,500. They were 11,000, but as of today, they've moved up to 11,500, which isn't that many. I have two bouts of cardio burning 125 calories each now. Last week it was just one bout of 200, but now we've split that into two. We obviously have room to move those up as a prep goes on. What else? I think that might be it. So yeah, I mean, we still have heaps of cards to play. I'll insert a picture of my front pose, most recent front pose. I'm just gonna leave it at front pose. I don't think people need to see all of the rest of it right now, but my bikini has been ordered and I'll insert a clip here of like the different colors that I'm going to have. It should be packed with the crystals though, which is gonna be really exciting. And it will be that blue color. I've also decided to do another show. So the date of the show that I'm doing in 12 weeks time is the 6th of May. And I had no plans for any other shows, but I was actually at the gym and an ex-female competitor came up and was like, yo, I can see you posing. What shows are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And she's promoting for a federation that I'd never heard of before, WFF. But the competition is actually an all-female event, which is something that I've wanted to do. It's called Miss Galaxy and I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna do it because the date is after the main show I wanted to do, the 6th of May. So the new show is gonna be on the 28th of May, so it won't interrupt my prep, which is really good. It's gonna be all female. I love the name Miss Galaxy. I actually don't know much about the federation or this show in particular, so we'll just see, but it's something to look forward to. You know, you spend a lot of time prepping. The bikini was like $888 and that was discounted as well. I got some birthday vouchers and stuff to put towards it and they were running a sale. And you know, a lot goes into posing sessions and there's quite a lot of expenses that come with competing. And it's like, may as well do another show. I still don't feel like I'm on prep, even with these changes. I don't think it's going to kick in for another couple of weeks. I think maybe from like knowing what my food is, I reckon give it 2 to 4 weeks. So at either the 10 to the 8 week mark out is probably when I'll start feeling some of the effects. I've noticed this week that brain power is not quite there and I'm forgetting some words, but actually during the day, I don't know, I'm feeling really, really good. So that's awesome. I think all of my health markers are all good. Menstrual cycles are all still on point. So I'm not on any kind of birth control, but it is literally still like 27, 28 days. I don't know if that's too much information, but whatever. So yeah, no impact there. Everything's going really well. I have had some significant personal stress just recently, and I did sort of like briefly want to touch on this. I'm not going to talk about why or what, but for those of you who are following me on Instagram, it probably looks like everything's fantastic. Like I was at a powerlifting comp yesterday with one of my clients and she did really well. And, you know, my physique is changing weekly and it just, you know, business is going well. Everything looks like it's going really well. And it really just made me realize kind of not how fake that is, but we're only ever seeing what people want to share with us. And I do want to just let you know that behind the scenes, things are pretty hard. And there was a moment where I was kind of like, for a few seconds, I thought, maybe I shouldn't compete. Maybe this is all too much. To be fair with you, when I thought about it though, I was like, even if I didn't compete, I would still want to continue this fat loss phase to do even like a photo shoot. But it's like, man, I can do this, not in my sleep, but this is a lifestyle for me. I always train, I always eat the similar foods. If I wasn't in a deficit, all I would be doing differently was eating a little bit more and moving a little bit less. But overall, my lifestyle is still the same. I get so much pleasure and enjoyment from this process. I really, really love it. And at the moment, I'm actually finding like my steps, which isn't many, like 11,000 is not that many. Some people are doing that just daily, just as is, not even for anything in particular. But I'm finding that really like therapeutic almost to be doing that. So I did think about it for a second because I was like, I can't handle all of this, it's too much. And then within about a second, I was like, yeah, you can. Like, it's not, you're fine. You know, this is not my first rodeo. I've been living this lifestyle for like 6 years. It's fine. I'm going to be fine. And I think I'll feel better closer to the show anyway. Just like, yeah, significant personal stress, but I think it should calm down as kind of weeks go on. But I just had that moment of like, it's really interesting when you're looking at people's social media, because like I said, we're only ever seeing what people want to share. And, you know, life isn't always fantastic. I've had a client last week, and I spoke about this on my Instagram stories, talk about like, I feel like every 6 to 8 weeks, some shit sort of happens and it's kind of like 2 steps back. And I spoke on my stories to say like, coaching so many women, it's happening to everyone, man. Like, it's really happening to everyone. And I think one of the greatest character traits we can exhibit is just leaning into, it's not even leaning into resiliency or grit, but it's like just consistency of asking yourself like, how do I want to show up? Like, even when things are really rough, we still have the choice of how we show up. And I've had some really interesting things land from January, just the last few weeks, about what success means. And I am typical reformed perfectionist, high achiever, need kind of like, not medals, not medals literally, but need that external validation to know that I'm being successful, whether that's in, do my shoulders look good? I just kind of caught the light. Yeah, needed some like kind of recognition, external validation of recognition. What I've realized is, to me, like the most important thing probably is going to be integrity. Because the thing about integrity is, no matter what's happening outside in the world, so external things that we just don't have control of, we always have control over, are we showing up? So are we, the way we speak, the actions we take, the way we treat other people, is that within integrity with the things that are truly important to us? Now for me, being able to do that no matter what's happening, whether things are good, whether things are bad, whether things are boring, whether they're mediocre, that's actually my marker of success now. And this has changed. Last year, it wasn't. Last year, I was still really going for that. I would say vanity metrics. I'm not talking about Instagram, but I would say actually things that are kind of not worthless at all, but things that are hollow, and that I don't need to be within integrity to seek those metrics of success. And what I've realized over the last 12-ish months is what really is important to me. And it's actually not so much those vanity metrics. It really is who I am. And even when things are really hard, who am I in that moment? Like at my worst, who am I? And it's that metric of success. If I'm still really proud of myself when things are really tough, that's my metric of success. And I think that was a very valuable lesson to learn. It took me a whole year to learn, but it's really landed, especially in the last couple of weeks. Like, these outside things, they feel good, absolutely, and they're allowed to feel good, and that's fantastic. But who you are when it seems like the chips are down is now what I think is the most important thing. So that was a bit of a sideways thing, but really what I wanted to say is, it looks like everyone else's life is perfect, and sometimes life is perfect. Like sometimes life is just thebomb.com, and that's great. But especially with training, it can feel sometimes like the world's against you, and you know, you might be going through a stressful period with work or with school or whatever, and these moments in time are very temporary and they will pass. And it's just coming back to, how can I support myself the best? but also knowing everyone else is going through it. Like when people aren't sharing it, I'm not sharing it. I don't think it's helpful for my audience to see it. I'm sharing it with you guys because it's specific to, I think, the impact it had on my thought process with prep. But also that I'm really thankful that I have a structure and something to focus on that's very fun for me, that is not to do with work. And I know it's kind of loosely, I guess, to do with work because I'm a personal trainer and my coach, and like prep involves going to the gym, but I haven't been filming too many of my workouts, and I don't need to post about prep particularly because I don't want to coach comp clients. Like I'm not going that way at all. I am coaching one client who's like my best friend, but that's like a complete and utter exception, and I'm not looking to coach with her to then move into the space. I don't want it. It's not what I want to do. I definitely just want to keep focusing on helping women eat more and helping women train really well and helping them reach their body composition goals without all of the internal negative self-talk and food restriction and overtraining. Like that's who I want to help, which is almost like the complete opposite of coaching comp prep. Coaching comp prep is like, you know, you have to eat this amount of food and I don't care if you're tired, you've got to do your steps. You've got to get this shit done, and athlete mindset, you know, dialed up to 100, and, you know, you're getting someone to go through a significant amount of weight loss. So it's like kind of completely different to what I love coaching the most, which is definitely helping women start to learn to eat more. Personally, I love the prepping process, and the client I am taking through I know so well, so it's really smooth sailing for me to do that with her, but it's not something where I want to entertain other people. So I do feel like prep is removed from work, which is lovely. I love having it. So I'm really excited. I'm feeling so good. In my check-in this morning with my coach, I said like I'm feeling fantastic, and we just have so much room to play with things. And I don't know if it's because the first time around back in 2016 when I prepped, it was absolutely horrendous. And like at this point in time, at the 12 weeks out, I was on 20 grams of carbs a day. And it's like, maybe that's why this feels so easy. I don't think so. I think it actually is fine at the moment. Like 11,500 steps at 12 weeks out is just nothing. And even the food that I'm on, like the 30% deficit, it's not a big deal. And it's just started now, you know? So yes, okay, maybe a few weeks out, I'm going to be, I actually don't think I'll complain. It's just not in me right now. I might be tired and I might be forgetting stuff. So that absolutely might be happening. Like getting irritable, yeah. I just don't think complaining is going to enter my mindset probably because I know what a horrible prep can be like, and this is not that. And a prep is something that it's such a privilege. It's such a luxury to be able to do. It's very self-indulgent, and I'm just really excited. So I'm so excited with my bikini as well. I think that's going to look good. I am going to get some hair extensions. So I'm going to get, I don't know if you guys know, I'm going to get the halo one. So it's like a wire with the hair extensions, because my hair is getting nice and long, which is great. I do want it to be longer. I actually want my hair to be like there. So we've got a little bit to go. It's just never really grown that fast. And I always wondered if dieting so much or under eating so much as a young person impacted my hair growth, because I have seen it grow more with the higher protein intake and the more consistent that I've been eating. But I'm not sure if that's just bullshit, you know, because I've also got a really good hairdresser, and I feel like seeing her has also lined up with my hair growing and being really nice. But anyway, I'm gonna get some hair extensions. So probably on show day, my hair will be to here. And it's going to be easier, I think it's going to be easier for me to flick it and make sure it stays where it needs to stay, because the back pose in the federation that I'm doing actually asks you to have your hair off your back so they can see your back, which isn't like IFBB don't do that. You can have your hair over, but because I'm going to need to flick it, I kind of want to make sure it's long enough that it will all come off my back. So that's what I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to get that halo hair extension, and we'll see how we go with that. But thank you so much for joining me. I would love to answer any questions. So if you do have any questions, pop them down below. I will try and upload these as much as I can. I was thinking of weekly, but maybe fortnightly or 3 weeks, but hopefully more so close to show day. And when I start getting leaner and it starts looking a little bit more freaky, I think that would be really fun too. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you very soon. I'll see you in the next one.